This is a charging brick. This is an iPad. And what if I told you in my hands right now, I not only have a streaming PC, but I have a capture card, pass-through, as well as USB accessory, and up to 100-watt charging between multiple devices. That is so true. And in today's video, I'm going to show you how to set it all up and how you can get some special discount pricing, show you this really cool power brick, and talk to you about the partnership between two really awesome brands. Let's get into this video. Now, the two brands that we're talking about are Camo and AVerMedia. Camo is a company that I actually connected with a couple of years ago where we actually talked about their new software, which we're talking about today, which is Camo Studio for the iPad, where you can actually use your iPad as a streaming device. I'll show a little clip of that video where I met and had a really cool conversation with their brand rep, and it's been a really awesome ride connecting with that company. But they also have a really cool app online to where you can actually connect your phone to your computer or anything to be able to have a webcam. They have a free subscription as well as a premium subscription. We'll talk about more about that. We'll talk about more about that in a minute. AVerMedia said, well, now that you've got the studio on the iPad, how can we partner with you guys and have a really awesome pairing between not only software, but also in hardware? And that's where this comes in. This is the Elite Go charging dock from AVerMedia, and I've covered it here on this channel before, but just as a quick recap, as you can see on the bottom here, there's two USB-C. One of those is for USB-C display alt capture card, a capture card built into this with 4K pass-through on HDMI and a USB port on here for you to connect accessories. And what we're going to do is pair these two together into a stream, everything being ran through the iPad, but also just having a charging dock, which you would normally have with your iPad. Anyway, let's go ahead and get Camo Studio set up. We're gonna go ahead and stream again using the Steam Deck. We're just gonna play some really cool emulator stuff and have some fun today. So what you're looking at is Camo Studio. This is the iPad app that's completely free, and I'm showing some B-roll of the installation of this device right now. And honestly, I'm very impressed with everything you have. Not only do you have scenes to be able to choose from, but you can choose which cameras. Like you can actually see right here is the actual front camera. You can use the back cameras. You can do a bunch of backgrounds. You can select multiple cameras. There's just so much cool stuff in here. We're just barely going to get kind of deep into it, but Camo Studio is what's going to powerhouse this stream today. Again, to capture that Steam Deck, we're going to be using the AVerMedia brick. So now you can see that I have everything connected. I have a USB-C going out for charging the iPad. I have a USB-C going out to actually be the capture card for the actual Steam Deck. And you can see that it is showing the Steam Deck. And as I move the actual Steam Deck controller, you can see that it will actually move. And because it has HDMI out, I could pass this through to another TV or monitor or see something with that. What's so cool is the software is so easy to set up. It even says like camera 1 or camera 2, and you can have so much customization. I'm gonna go ahead and activate screen recording so you can kind of see everything just a little bit better. So what you can see is here on camera 1, you see where it says external video source. I was able to choose the Elite Go GC313 Pro, which is the Elite Go capture card brick. And you can see you can actually do apps on this iPad, where I could do actual streams from apps that are on here. If I wanted to play like Genshin Impact on my iPad, or I wanted to do some kind of presentation or do some art drawings or things, you can do that on the iPad and stream it as the actual background source, which is so cool. But you can also select camera, and I can go ahead and say back camera, and you can see as I do this, there's my big expensive computer, and you can see me down in the bottom corner over there, right? I'm not even using this computer except to actually just record this video. And so I'll go ahead and show you, here's the Steam Deck itself with that USB-C, and way over there is the AVerMedia brick connected, and you can see where I have everything plugged in. Now taking this back, I can go ahead and say choose what I want. I can even say choose a camera, Elite Go GC313, and you can see that because how cool this is, I can actually be down in the bottom right hand corner because of where the camera is. And that's what's so impressive, is I'm able to do all of this while still having the iPad and be able to use the stuff on the iPad. I can use the microphone on the iPad. I can use everything I want on the iPad as normal. So I can go over to microphone. You can say pass to speakers. What do I want to use as the device for the microphone? I could say the iPad microphone if I wanted. That's what's so cool, right? And with that, with composition, you can see where I can actually choose framing. I can say auto with zoom. And because of how the iPad is, now I can move around my face and it'll go ahead and frame it for me. There's so many cool things that I can do with this. If I turn it off, I can do backgrounds. I can change this out to like privacy, where I actually will just kind of block out the background if I wanted it to. We can do remove, so it'll like green screen it behind, which is always really nice. We can replace it with something. We can do portrait. There's so many things that have really cool options that are in here that Camo just does really well. And so we can see front camera. I can just do back camera, front ultra wide. Anyway, so cool. But they have some other pre-built scenes. So if I click dreamy, it'll go ahead and transition some things. And again, I can change all of this to what I want it to be able to do. And here's like everything that I need plugged in. It's just so cool that all this is pre-done in the software. So everything is selected. The GC313 Pro is there. That's this right here. We can just click record and record it directly to the photo library, or we can go ahead and click stream. It'll ask us where do we want to go out to. We can go to YouTube, Trovo. We can do custom RTMP. I'm going to go ahead and connect my Twitch, and we'll go from there. All right. And so then now you can see I've actually got my Twitch set up. I can hit start streaming, and I can choose other options. I can do 1080p 30, 1080p 60, 4K 30. I can do 9:16. I can do vertical formats as well if I wanted to stream it in vertical to an RTMP source. So I'm actually going to do 1080p 30, but then you also have just a bunch of other things where I can actually make this full screen. So I can monitor my stream directly from this by just tapping that spread out function. So you can use this even as a monitor if you just wanted to HDMI something into this, like a camera or something, to be able to use this as a second screen monitor. That's totally viable and an option, which is just so cool that this can be possible in what we're doing today. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit live and go to Twitch, and we're gonna see exactly how this goes for Twitch stream. So good. And I'm actually screen recording right now as I'm doing this, so I can see what's happening on the stream as well. So I'm really, again, this is pretty impressive. I'm just doing an iPad plus a charging brick, which is what's really cool. Like it's just the Elite Go from AVerMedia. It has a pass-through HDMI with a USB port so you can plug in peripherals. But not only that, it will charge 105 watts essentially over this charging brick. It is kind of crazy how awesome this is. And so this is probably one of the coolest things ever, being able to have a capture card. Not only that, but also a power brick that charges multiple devices. We'll actually go ahead and use it as an HDMI out to be able to pass through it to another TV, so you have zero latency, 4K 60 pass through, 1080p 60 capture in a charging brick, guys. We're talking about something that's already going to be in your bag if you have a device like this anyway that you want to have fast charge. I mean, just look at it. Thank you to AVerMedia for sponsoring this video, and a huge shout out to Camo and the team over there. I think I might have made the connection between those two teams, and honestly, I think that this is probably a powerhouse collaboration. So great job, guys. Love the Elite Go. Great product. Camo Studio. I can't talk there's no negatives about this. It is fantastic, absolutely fantastic. Great job, team. Appreciate you guys. Make sure you check out one of these two videos. I'm sure you're going to find something very valuable, and most likely would be the previous reviews on both of these products we're talking about. Thank you so much. We'll see you in the next video. Y'all have a great day.